Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. I can't believe it. It's finally here. Oh, I'm so excited to bring this to you all today. If you're feeling unfulfilled, body pain every single day, not sure where to turn, feeling stuck in your life, really curious about holistic living and spiritual practices, listen further. I have created this beautiful course that is my methodology that I've used into my own life, into clients, students, readers' lives, and it is called Metaphysics Your Health, Find Your Soul's Purpose. Health and purpose are directly correlated. You cannot have one without the other. When you're feeling fulfilled, you become healthier. When you're healthier, you find your soul's mission and purpose. And that is exactly what you're going to learn in this course. You're going to learn about all of the metaphysical approaches to health and wellness, holistic living. You're going to detox your internal world, your external world, and apply all of these amazing integrational tools and practices into your life. This is a foundational approach that you can come back to anytime. Whenever you level up and you need to come back to the basics, you can come back to this course whenever you need. I'm going to have a ton of bonus items, and you'll also get a special add-on to work with me one-on-one. And if this is something that you are intrigued by, I highly recommend, because the price will go up after a couple of months. So if you're listening to this now, go get it while you can. And I'm also going to have guest speakers to talk about astrology, human design, how that applies to our health and our lives. And with that, it is going to be life-changing. So if you're ready for that and you're ready to let the old you go, let your old life go, then this is the course for you. If you are a one-on-one client and a community member, you get automatic access to this course. So welcome to Metaphysics Your Health. I will leave the link in the show notes, or you can find it at www.holistichumanperformance.co/digital courses. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw. Technically now, I am Gena Vitale. I was recently married, literally last week. It was the only week that I took off of recording a podcast episode. So I'm coming to you literally 1 week after my marriage and honeymoon. We did a mini moon. We really did not have the energy to plan a full-blown honeymoon. I don't know how people do it. It was way too much stress for us. So we decided to take a quick trip to Myrtle Beach, and it was the best recovery that we could have done. And we literally were talking about how we've never done that on a vacation before. We're always sightseeing or doing some type of activity. We really took time to recuperate, regenerate, rejuvenate, relax, restore, all of the above. When it came to like recollecting our energy and just, I mean, coming off of such a high of such a beautiful time where you're receiving so much love, and you're in a really, it's a vulnerable state. I actually wrote about this in one of my newsletters a couple days ago about how, you're in this vulnerable state, and this is where I want to gear and shift into the podcast like topic today. I had to do a lot of work before my wedding, and I didn't force myself or anything of that nature. It just naturally came up. It's really like being uncomfortable with like the vulnerability of other people witnessing your love and going into this next chapter, and also receiving all of like the happiness, the joy, the bliss, the love. Like it it's undescribable feeling, honestly. I have no words for the blessing of marriage and how miraculous and magical it was. It truly was one of the most blissful, magical days of my entire life. Just seeing everyone so happy for us, it was just so heartwarming and fun and joyful and uplifting. And I really hope other people get to experience that in life, because it really is a really cool experience. So with that, kind of leading up to the wedding, I naturally just had to do some work on the inner work. Again, it just naturally came up, especially going into right now as I'm recording, we're going into the fall equinox, autumn time, aka the metal element. And with this element, this is very much connected to the lungs and the large intestine. And with that, some heavy things can come up because the lungs hold sadness and grief. And you may not know that you're consciously holding that, but the body always keeps the score. And so I think that that was kind of pouring into, and it made sense too. Like, just I was thinking about like all of the, not issues, but like feeling and energy that was kind of stuck in my heart chakra area, which is, your chest cavity, your thymus gland, even like my shoulders, my neck. It was all in this area, the throat chakra. And, so it was interesting to witness and to experience because, again, I didn't force it. I just surrendered. I allowed lots of crying, lots of journaling, lots of healing, lots of body-based practices. And with that, body-based practices is something that I've been doing for so many years now, naturally. So body-based practices would be yoga, mobility, movement, exercise, breath work, acupressure, acupuncture, um, kundalini. Those are more body-based practices, body work, obviously. I wouldn't consider Reiki, though, a body-based practice. So this is something that has to do with actually like moving your bodies. So when it comes to the meridian system, which is, 12 meridians in the body, and it's these energy channels that connects every part of your body, every organ to a tissue, to this, to that, your eyes, your ears, all the things are connected. And so these are channels of energy that can store and harbor old shit, energy blocks, things that are no longer serving you, stagnant energy. So if you're someone that hasn't been working on this or is completely disconnected to the body, odds are all of those are filled with blocks and stagnation. And it's quite simple to actually get them moving. So really what you need to do to get things and energy flowing to clear that stagnation and those blocks, which lead to limiting beliefs, which lead to these lower vibration emotions, um, is movement, right? So contorting, contracting, twisting, isolating, those are the types of movement that help to open up these channels. It also obviously helps with your chakra system, and your auric field. So all of these energy channels are being opened, they're flowing, things are surfacing, things are moving. And I actually spoke about this because I connect all the dots for you all. In my class last night, which was awesome, the spiritual game of entrepreneurship. You can catch the replay. I'll put it in the show notes. But I was connecting the dots and how purpose and health are directly correlated. However, the connection is your body. And so all these body-based tools are just my absolute favorite. And that is how I bring these holistic health and spiritual wellness practices to you all, because it is a game changer. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your clients' lives, like this is the way to go. And also you can do it on your own. So you don't have to rely on an external source, an external factor to get you to the next level in terms of that. It's everyone should be able to have access to these tools. And that's why I want to bring this to you all. And so, with that, I had to lean heavy into those body-based practices because I was really feeling it in my body. Like old things were just resurfacing. And once I worked on my meridian channels, once I really cleared them and was intentional, right? So you're not just doing these for shits and gigs, like you're intentional with which movements you choose, which breath work you choose. And I do it intuitively. So I'm intuitively guided and led. I ask myself, what do I need in this moment, in this time? And that is my goal for all of you, is to ask yourself and the answer just comes to you. Your intuition is just like, yep. And the biggest thing is to listen to that intuition and then just do it. And so when we were talking about this last night in the class, I was connecting the dots of each of these 5 elements: metal, earth, wood, fire, and earth. All of those 5 elements are connected to emotions, are connected to seasons, are connected to organs, are connected to everything. And that can colors, and that can help you change your entire life. And so that's what I had to lean into heavily to get me to this point. And when I got to my wedding day, I was like on cloud 9. I was in actually another universe, and I quantum leaped going into that, coming out of it. My physical body actually had to play catch up to my energetic body because the energetic body is always ahead of the physical body. So the week of our mini moon, we actually both had head colds because we just were so shot from all of the stress of planning for a year. And then I mean, on your wedding day, like I hate to break this to everyone who are planning their wedding currently, but like you're up for like 24 hours your wedding day, especially the women, the ladies. I was up at like 5:15 a.m. so that I could like get my hair and makeup done and get everything on time. So you're literally up for 24 hours, no joke. So just a full warning. So again, after that, it was crash. Like your body has, with stress, it goes high in cortisol, adrenaline, because it's either fight, flight, fawn, as if like a lion or tiger is chasing you. Am I going to die? Am I going to die? Am I going to die? No. So that's why these body-based tools are really helpful, especially movement and breath work, which are forms of meditation, by the way, to move the energy around, enhance your immune system, boost your red blood cells and your cognitive function, stabilizing mood. There's so many endless, getting your lymphatic system moving, which helps boost your immune system and get all of those toxins and neurotoxins and cancer cells, viruses, bad bacteria out of the body. So that is why I think it is so important for everyone to have these tools. So let's talk about the meridian system. I'm really excited also to talk about this because I am going to bring this to you all inside of the Metaphysics Your Health, Find Your Soul's Purpose course. You will have the meridian meditation. And this is going to be teaching you about each of the elements, what organ it's attached to, and then the meditation that goes with it, which is incorporating movement and breath work. So that is going to be awesome. So let's start with the metal element. And by the way, I break each of these 5 elements down in my book, A Survivor Story, A Holistic Healing Journey Through Cancer. I'll put that in the show notes. And I dive more into the foods to eat with each of the elements and seasons. So because we're in autumn, I'm in fall time where I'm at. We'll talk about the metal element. Now, each of these elements also have a specific time. It's called a body clock in traditional Chinese medicine. It has a specific time that it is attached to throughout the day. And you will either feel energetically heightened during that time or a lower energy. But during that time frame, the specific organs are energetically heightened. So, for example, again, the metal element, we have autumn, fall time, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. is when that element is energetically aware and heightened. The organs that are affiliated with this are the lungs and the large intestine. So you want to be eating according to those organs. And the emotion that is attached to it is grief and sadness. And like I speak about all the time, emotions are what becomes stored in the body over time if you consistently stay in that frequency. So your thoughts create a frequency which forms a biochemical concoction in the body, which is your emotions. And if you tap into that overload, if you're constantly thinking like that, grief, sadness, grief, sadness, grief, sadness, it gets stuck in the body, aka the lungs and the large intestine. And now with this, you have certain personality types as well, energy types that are attached to each of these seasons, organs, and if you continue down this road, it becomes a personality trait. So you start with a mood, then you go to a temperament, and then it becomes a personality trait, which I also talk about in my book, A Survivor Story. And so with that, you want to focus on how you can really just support those organs. And if you're really feeling it, ironically enough, let's just say if you suffer with asthma, allergies, respiratory stuff, maybe you feel that energy and like that contraction in your chest area, your heart chakra area, odds are you got some shit going on in that area and your body's telling you, hey, we got to work on this. And so that's where the meridian meditations come in. Again, body-based approach. Then we have the water element, which is 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is winter time. The organs that are attached to that, aka the meridians, are the kidneys and the bladder. And the emotion that is affiliated with this is fear. And I just want to say a lot of us right now, especially because we're in this lunar eclipse with the full moon. Actually, today is the full moon, the 17th of September, while I'm recording this. And so the full moon is today. You have the eclipse. We're going into the fall equinox. So really what this means is tying up loose ends, closing a chapter, beginning a new chapter. So relationships that aren't serving you, habits that aren't serving you, all of the things that are just no longer serving you that have been the forefront of your operating system that really cannot come with you on this new chapter. That's what you need to focus on. Tie up those loose ends, get that together. No force, just you'll feel it. You'll feel it in the body. The goal is to be connected to the body. And that's why I've created these meditations inside of the Metaphysics Your course, Metaphysics Your Health course, so that you have access to this whenever, wherever, at all times. So you should be able to have these tools at your fingertips. And again, I'll put all of that in the show notes. Okay. So with that, a lot of fear mongering going on, especially with this lunar eclipse, because you're jumping into the unknown. You're jumping into a new chapter. Even if it is exciting, like for example, me jumping into this new chapter of my wifey era, it's exciting, but it's also a lot of change because with women, for those of you who choose this path, I want to be a mother. We are focusing on fertility and having a baby, and I want to get pregnant and, changing my last name. Like there's so many things that you need to change. It's just a matter of like going with the flow and listening to your intuition and your body to what actually feels good for you. So throughout this, I'm really leaning into my self-care practices, which means you actually care about yourself and you love yourself, to help me through this time with this really big transition into a new chapter. And also might I add, we're looking to buy a home. So all of this change, no rush. No forcing or anything, no panic. I'm not leading with fear. I'm kind of just going with the flow at this point, and I know things will be resolved because I trust. And I've seen it happen in my life before. Miracles happen every single day. This is just a part of life. The ebbs and flows, change is the only thing that is constant. And so a lot of fear mongering is happening right now on a collective level. It's something that we need to be aware of. So as long as you're aware, you are like, this is triggering me. Okay, that is a good sign, because that trigger, the fact that you're aware of it, that is your body telling you we are ready to let this go. And so letting go is the big theme as we shift into Scorpio season, transformation. And also what's super wild, and I just learned this today, this lunar eclipse. So as things are shifting and changing on an astrological level, we are now shifting into the Aquarian age, this new age of living. It is a new earth. And the old earth is dying off along with our old selves. So lots to lean into, but just give yourself the time and space to acclimate to this change. Like, it's all good. We're all in it together, literally. So then we go into the wood element. This is springtime. It is 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. on the body clock. The organs affiliated with this are the liver and the gallbladder, and the emotions that are affiliated with this are anger and frustration. Lots of anger and frustration. So that may be coming up for you too. Especially with change. Maybe if you're someone who doesn't like change, you might feel a little bit more frustrated, a little bit more irritated. So just be aware of that. Then we have the fire element. So the fire element is the only element that shows up on the body clock twice. So you have 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then you have 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So the organs that are affiliated with this are the heart and the small intestine. Oh, and by the way, let me backtrack. Fire element, that is summertime, obviously. So you have the heart, the small intestine, the pericardium, and the triple burner. And then the emotions that are affiliated with this are love, hate, passion, anger, and empathy. And then we have the last one. We have the earth element, and that is 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's late summertime. So actually, as we speak, as I'm recording this, we're technically in earth element. Because the fall equinox is on the 21st of September. So the organs affiliated with this are spleen, pancreas, and the stomach. The emotions are worry and overthinking. So now, when you think about each of these elements, each of these are also connected to our businesses, the seasons of our business, the seasons of our lives. It's all intertwined. And this is where health and purpose come together. This is like the meeting point. And when you can lean into this lifestyle, into this cycle of living, it's going to make your life so much easier, so much more fluid. And you'll lean into, like, even though there's fear, you're still able to take aligned action. You're not letting that fear stop you from creating the content, from showing up on your podcast, from pitching yourself to others, for showing up for yourself when it comes to your self-care practices, your health. And to be honest, when it started incorporating this into my life, paired with the body-based practices, I mean, it was game over. Like, everything changed in my life. My health has never been better. I literally, for those of you who know my story, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I have half a thyroid. I'm on no medication. I'm 31 and I've never felt better in my life. My migraines are gone. My headaches are gone. My PMS, my menstrual cycle is the best it's ever been. And not to say that it was horrible, but it definitely, now that I look back, I'm like, I was really just, ignoring those symptoms. And a lot of it was connected to the emotional component. The body always keeps the score, babe. That's it. Like, even if you aren't consciously aware of it, I mean, that's what it is, and that's the reality of it. And so if you're someone who, you're just stumbling upon this information, this might be mind-blowing to you, and you're like, holy shit, why didn't I learn this sooner? Because that's what I thought when I started learning about traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Eastern medicine, energy medicine, all of these things that are on the other side of the Western medical model. I was like, oh shit, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I know this? Why wasn't I taught this, And it's cool because everything's in divine timing, but now you know and you can do better. And the next step is to integrate. Okay. So how do we integrate? Um, Really, I think the first step is to lean into what emotion are you experiencing the most? Like, what is the most like what stings? Where are you feeling it in your body, and what stings the most? Like, are you feeling intense sadness? Where do you feel that in your body? And then taking it from there. Okay, this meridian is connected to sadness. The lungs are connected to it. Blah blah blah. Moving forward. And again, that's where like a coach, a mentor comes in to kind of guide you down like through this pathway. And again, any ailments, chronic issue, disease, all of these things have an energetic meaning behind it. And it's just your body's way of showing you and telling you the medicine in its own way, because there is a secret language to the body. It's not going to outright tell you what you need to do, right? So that's where connecting back to the body, getting out of the mind and going from a bottom to top approach. And truthfully, I hear this 9 out of 10 times from my clients, my students and readers. I've heard, talk therapy is awesome. I think it's great. A great resource. However, again, I hear this from clients, students, and readers straight out the gate. I have gone to therapy for 10 years and I have never felt this great in my life. I've never experienced this type of breakthrough. And that's because the body keeps the score, because when you keep talking, you keep speaking over and over again, and things are worked on and they're brought up to the surface, but now it's like, okay, how do we actually work it out of the body? You're too much in the mental plane. We got to work on the emotional plane, the physical plane, the energetic plane, and the spiritual plane. We can't just overdo it when it comes to the mental plane, because then you're really just going to hit a wall. You're just going to plateau and you're really not going to see any benefit. You're going to stay stuck in that cycle. And that's where these body-based tools and practices come in. So yeah, that's where we're at on a collective level. And I'm really excited to bring this to you all. So October 1st of 2024, the Metaphysics Your Health and Find Your Soul's Purpose course will go live. If you are a one-on-one coaching client or part of the Holistic Human Performance Virtual Wellness membership, you have instant access to this course. And then the third way, if either of those don't work for you and you're like, meh, I want to try it out, you could buy the course separately and you have it for the entirety of the course's lifespan. So you buy it once and you can go back again over and over and over again. And this applies to really any aspect of your life. The goal for this, and I've seen transformation in my life, clients, students, and I hear it's like from hundreds of people. When you focus on your health on another level, where you kind of think to yourself, okay, why am I so stuck? Like, why am I still having these issues? I've tried everything, but you haven't tried this metaphysical approach where you bring in the body, you bring in affirmations, you bring in journal prompts, you bring in breath work, you bring in astrology and human design, and you think of it from an energetic perspective. Now we have things moving and you're like, oh, wow, I've never experienced this level of breakthrough before, and clarity, so that you can move forward on your path. And again, you will find the medicine within this on your excuse me, on your journey. You will find the medicine that will help you bring out your soul's gifts and share them with the world and find your soul's mission and purpose. I'm experiencing it right now, and I am doing that for you all, and it brings me such joy, and everybody should experience that. It is your birthright to thrive, and it's your responsibility to share your gifts with the world. And some people just get stuck in this other time warp of their old lives, the past, that they can't move forward and they're not willing to move forward. So if you're open, you're willing, and you're ready to make a complete transformation in your life and like never look back at the old you, this is the course for you. This is my methodology that I have created over really my whole life, but over a decade of being in this space. And I'm so excited to bring this to you all. I'm going to have guest speakers like Jake Santoro, who's our astrologer and comes on the podcast every month. He's going to be breaking down each of the houses and how they intertwine and are incorporated in your life, which each house has their own significant meaning when it comes to your life, and finding that soul blueprint so that you can move forward. And then I'm also going to have guest speaker Kitty Packman, who is a human design reader, and focus on how that connects to your energy type. I am a projector, a 3-5 projector, and learning about like my strengths, my weaknesses, my energy type, that has taught me so much in and really has astronomically propelled me forward on my journey and just become more efficient with my time, my energy, and my life, that I have seen dividends with leaning into this my own energy type and the way that I'm meant to be working. So and again, you'll find what works for you, but inside of the course you will find all of that information. You will get the meridian meditation, you will get how to detox your internal and external life. It literally has 12 modules of just transformative information and easy integrational tools. So you're going to be learning, but also you're going to be able to actually apply it to your life. I'm not going to be talking at you. I am going to be guiding you, coaching you, and you're going to be along the ride, and you'll be able to do this whenever, wherever you want. And you can pick up at any point. You'll have bonus items, hypnosis, meditation, breath work, all of the goodies. And it's going to, at workbooks, it's going to be phenomenal. So I can't wait to hear. And again, if you're a one-on-one coaching client, or a part of the HHP virtual wellness membership, you have instant access, and you will have access earlier than October 1st. So I can't wait to hear about it. But again, get that now. I'm putting that in the show notes. October 1st, the videos will be in there. It goes live. And get access now, because the price will go up after October 1st. And I cannot wait to hear about it. So I'm so happy to be with you all here in this new chapter as we enter this new Aquarian age and this new way of living. And I can't wait to hear from all of you. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.